Maryland won its 46th Big Ten championship on Sunday, and the latest crown went to Missy Meharg's field hockey squad. It's time to go all in on Terps field hockey as they gear up for what they hope will be a deep postseason run here on the Left Bench in Focus.
It's a testament to their character.
Most of them have given like 4 or 5 years of their lives to this really awesome program.
And welcome to the latest edition of the Left Bench in Focus, where it's time to talk all things Maryland field hockey. I'm Alex Gary.
And I'm Elana Mutnick. Where else would we start but with that thrilling fourth quarter comeback on Sunday at the Plex?
Well, it was one for the ages and one that won the Terps some championship hardware in the end. Number 2 Maryland field hockey defeated number 20 ranked Rutgers Sunday evening 4-3, earning the Terps their 6th overall Big Ten regular season championship. Rutgers started things off early in the first quarter with a goal off a penalty corner. In the second quarter, the Terps dominated on the offensive end with multiple shots on goal, but they just could not finish. The Terps outshot the Scarlet Knights 7-2, but went in the half down by 1. Rutgers came out of the half hot, pushing hard on the Terps back line, but Maryland fought back and quickly moved the ball up the field. The Terps even had an opportunity in the third to tie the game as Rutgers was down 2 players due to penalties, but the Terps couldn't score. Finally, a foul by Rutgers led to a fast break for Maryland, and with an assist from Riley Donnelly, Margot Lawn punched it in to tie the game. The fourth quarter was probably one no one expected to see. 4 goals scored in the final 5 minutes. Leah Krause gave the Terps the lead with 11 minutes left. Then it really turned interesting with a goal from BB Donrat, which was then answered by a quick 2 goals from Rutgers in just 2 minutes. In the final minute of the game, Krause gave the Terps what they needed, a game-winning goal and the Big Ten regular season title.
This team's amazing. They find a way to win. We have lots of competition days and different small game tournaments, and they love the time and score stuff. I don't know if I loved it this much, but just the resilience, the fortitude, the collectiveness to believe that even having 2 goals scored against you in such a short amount of time to go down and find a way to get a final goal is just it's a testament to their character.
Along with getting to celebrate that exciting win and being named the Big Ten regular season champions, Maryland field hockey got to celebrate a special group of 12 players as well. Sunday was senior day, and our Alexa Wooten explains what it meant to the program.
For 12 of Maryland's field hockey players, Sunday was not just any day, but a day to celebrate their college careers. Maryland field hockey celebrated their 12 seniors in their conference matchup against Rutgers Sunday evening. The seniors got a game to remember on their special day as the Terps defeated the Scarlet Knights in a thrilling last-minute effort, 4-3. And in senior day spirit, all 4 of the Terps goals came from their seniors.
It's very special, and certainly for BB and Riley, who are 5th-year Maryland COVID seniors, it's super exciting. They make a decision to stay here. You want to stay here so you can put your team in position to win championships, and this is the first step.
BB Donrat, a 5th-year senior captain for Maryland, has dedicated her entire collegiate career to the Terps, and she is reaping the rewards that comes with it. Donrat has earned her fair share of awards, and getting the Big Ten regular season title in her last year on her senior day is only a fitting addition to that lengthy list.
This is just so exciting. Like, the best way to possibly end senior day is with a last-minute win, right? Like, it's even more exciting when you literally win like a few seconds before the end. Obviously, it's the best way for our 13 amazing people who have given. Most of them have given like 4 or 5 years of their lives to this really awesome program. So it's very exciting to be able to hold a trophy up right away after a great win like this. So yeah, I couldn't be more happy.
Like Meharg said, Donrat and fellow 5th-year senior Riley Donnelly have given their all to this program, and they chose to stay here for their final year because they want to raise that national championship trophy up in a Maryland uniform. Today's win is just another step in their pursuit for that trophy, and a great way to look back at a successful college career.
Now, Alex, not only did the Terps get another win on their season, but every single one of those goals scored on senior day. was from a senior.
Yeah, and it's great to see seniors like BB Donrat and Riley Donnelly be celebrated after they spent their entire collegiate careers here. And the road doesn't get a lot easier for Maryland. After a dominant 3-game homestand, which included that thrilling victory over Rutgers, the Terps will head to State College for a top 5 matchup against Penn State. Coming into this one, the Nittany Lions have been on a tear as they boast the second best record in the Big Ten behind Maryland. They've won 5 straight, most recently defeating Kent State. Penn State has the 3rd top scoring offense in the Big Ten with 39 goals in the season. On defense, the Terps will have to keep an eye on forward Sophie Gludeau, whose 15 goals ranked 3rd in all of college field hockey. She scored in her past 6 games and looks to continue her offensive dominance. Goalkeeper Bree Baracco has also been a role the past 2 games, allowing no goals against Bucknell and Kent State. The Nittany Lions will look to prove themselves in the Big Ten, making for an exciting matchup Friday in Happy Valley.
And to talk more about how this season's been going, we're very excited to be joined by WMUC's sports field hockey beat writer, Judith Altnew. Judith, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. It's really great to be up here talking with you guys.
Now, Judith, on Sunday, the Terps won an exhilarating matchup thanks to a last-second goal by Leah Krause that helped them secure the Big Ten regular season title. What have the Terps been able to do to help them secure goals late in the game?
Well, they've been playing games close. Last year, they had trouble in the Big Ten against some of those top teams like Northwestern and Iowa and stuff, losing or getting kind of blown out. But I guess their grad transfers, Leah Krause and Danielle Van Rootselaar, has really helped them. Obviously, Krause had the game-winning goal Sunday. Krause had the game-winning goal against Michigan in overtime. And then Danielle Van Rootselaar had those 4 goals, all 4 goals against Iowa and Northwestern. So technically, they've won 4 of those games with 2 players that weren't on the roster last year. So that's been good to see. I guess they've made it to overtime and have been finding ways to win in overtime after that Princeton loss, which they said they were not really prepared for overtime.
Now talk to me a little bit about Hope Rose. So up until her injury, she started every single game dominating just like last year. So what did you see from her in the beginning of the season, and how important is it for Maryland to get her back on the field?
So I guess Hope was all over the field before. I guess in just however many games in September, through the end of September, she had scored 10 goals, which was the same amount she had in her freshman campaign. So she was looking to build off and probably be one of the top goal scorers in the country, but has been out. But she's been able to score off penalty corners, breakaways, so speed's all over. It's just one of the abilities Maryland has is that they can get a lot of players to score, but at the same time, they haven't really missed a beat with Hope Rose. They haven't lost since, so you could argue that they've been playing fine without her. They've been getting other people minutes and action, so it seems to be they're doing well still.
Now, looking ahead to their next matchup against Penn State on Friday, we have 2 powerhouse teams coming up, both ranked in the top 5. What can we expect to see from these 2 teams?
I think another close game. Penn State has also played some of those top teams in the conference close, pretty much like 1-goal games or going to overtime, and their only loss was against Northwestern in a high-scoring 5-4 overtime loss when Northwestern scored on a penalty stroke. So kind of hard to stop those. So should be interesting. I know Penn State has had Maryland's number really the last couple of seasons. They, knocked them out of the Big Ten tournament last year, had an overtime loss. So we'll maybe see if they can still ride that momentum and remain undefeated in the Big Ten, because I think Penn State still has, if they win on Friday, I think they can also clinch part of the Big Ten title as well.
Well, Judith, thanks so much for joining us, and we look forward to reading your work for the rest of the season.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Make sure to keep up with all of Judith's coverage at WMUCsports.net and on Twitter at Judith_Altnew.
And don't go anywhere, because when we get back, we'll take a look back at Maryland's Final Four run last year, crown the top 5 plays from this season so far, and a whole lot more. We'll be right back.
I tell my son, I love you every single day.
I love you.
Now, my dad has never said that to me. Not because he doesn't love me, but because culturally it wasn't comfortable for him. Now that he's a grandfather, he says, I love you to my son every time he sees him. My advice to all the fathers out there, forget the cultural restrictions. They grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
Welcome back to the Left Bench in Focus. I'm Elana Mutnick, joined alongside by Alex Gary. And Alex, we've talked a lot about the 2022 Maryland field hockey season, but last season was pretty special too.
Yeah, their Final Four run was the 20th time they've made it to the NCAA Final Four under Missy Maharg. Think about that. 20th time in Missy Maharg's 34 seasons.
Well, let us reminisce. 2021 was certainly a season for the books. The Terps finished with 15 wins and 7 losses on their way to the Final Four. The Terps went on a 4-game winning streak to end the regular season with victories over UConn, Michigan State, Michigan, and Ohio State. But Maryland's momentum was halted when the team was knocked out of the Big Ten tournament by Penn State. The Terps went on to defeat Virginia in the first round of the NCAA tournament with a 2-1 victory, followed by another win against Syracuse, which secured their spot in the Final Four. They suffered a heartbreaking 3-2 defeat, double overtime against Liberty in the NCAA semifinals, ending the 2021 season. Maryland clearly didn't let its disappointment carry into the 2022 season as Missy Maharg's squad remains in the national championship picture.
A big part of the Terps' success in 2021 was the play of freshman Hope Rose, play that led her to win Big Ten Freshman of the Year. Rose made an immediate impact for the Terps early in her freshman campaign, notching 2 points against Duke. The Dauphin, Pennsylvania native had her best game of the year against Indiana, where she scored 2 goals and assisted on another en route to an 8-2 victory. She finished her freshman season with 7 goals and 3 assists, and Rose's 7 goals were enough to lead all Big Ten freshmen in scoring. Rose joined elite company, becoming the 5th Terp to be awarded the Big Ten Freshman of the Year, and the first since BB Donrat won it back in 2018. During the first part of the 2022 season, Rose continued to be a force for the Terps, and they hope to have her back for the postseason.
Now, Alex, I think it's so great that Hope Rose is just following in BB Donrat's footsteps.
Yeah, and the Terps would love to see her back as soon as possible because she's a pivotal part to their championship run later in the season.
Yeah, and speaking of championship runs, Maryland field hockey has won 8 NCAA championships, but the last one came back in 2011 when the Terps were still members of the ACC. Maryland won its first NCAA championship in 1987, the year before Missy Maharg became head coach. Since then, the legendary skipper has led the program to 7 national titles, but in recent years, the Terps have been unable to seal the deal in November. In 2019, the Terps fell in the second round to Virginia. The year before, in 2018, they made it to the NCAA final against top-seeded North Carolina, but lost to the Tar Heels to end their season. We'll see what the 2022 tournament has in store for them, but Maharg's Terps are poised to go deep once again.
And just recently, the leader of the 2010 National Championship team and one of the most decorated athletes in Maryland history was inducted into the Maryland Athletics Hall of Fame. Katie O'Donnell, now Katie Bam, was part of the 2022 Maryland Hall of Fame class, honoring her incredible collegiate career. Even as a freshman, O'Donnell was a difference maker for the Terps, winning ACC Offensive Player of the Year honors. She's the only freshman to ever receive the award. The rest of her collegiate career was no different as O'Donnell dominated in conference play and in the NCAA tournament, which led her to win the Honda Award for field hockey in both 2009 and 2010. We are lucky to be joined by Maryland field hockey's own Danielle Van Rootselaar. Thanks so much for joining us, Danny.
Hi.
And I know you played 3 years at Brown, so how has this transition been for you?
The transition has been really awesome. I was welcomed with open arms by the team. They're very open to grad students. There's another grad student, Leah Krause, and it's been nice to have someone in the same boat as me. But yeah, it's been going really well. I'm having a great time, and even though it was a pretty big transition, just because field hockey is a lot more professional here, yeah, I think it's going as well as it could have.
Now, Danny, you guys have been dominant on the offensive end, scoring 65 goals on the season thus far. What has been working for you guys to continuously find the back of the net?
I think something that's been working really well, it's not like one person in our team scores the goals. We have so many different goal scorers, and it's really team effort. No one like tries to be the hero, goes by themselves. We're all passing, we're all working together, and yeah, I think that's what ultimately leads to success.
So now you've started in every game this year so far and have accumulated 10 goals. So how has being on one of the strongest attacking units in the country improved your game, and what do you hope to achieve as the season continues?
I think I've gotten so much better. Just being on the team, practicing with such talented players every single day. I'm being challenged every day in practice. Everyone around me is just as good as I am, which really pushes me to my limits and full potential. I think we're just such a talented team, and I think we can make it so far this season. So I can't wait where postseason takes us. And yeah, I think what's really important right now is just to focus on finishing the regular season really strong.
Thank you so much, Janny, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
And before you guys go anywhere, let's take a look at the top 5 plays from this season so far.
First up, it's BB Donrat evading a defender and fighting the top right corner against Georgetown. Wow, she evades it. BB baller. What a shot, what a finish, and she finds the top right corner. Puts it in there, spot goalie can't get it. What a play by BB Donrat.
And next up on the list is Van Rootselaar going through the 5-hole to secure the overtime victory against Northwestern. Look at this shot right here. Look how incredible, and goal! There we go, Van Rootselaar.
At number 3, it's Belle Bressler with barely any angle, finding the back of the net with a powerful backhand shot. I mean, the goalie's standing right by the post. I don't know how she was able to whip it into there. What a goal by Belle Bressler.
And next up is Hope Rose putting a Michigan State defender on skates before delivering a perfect ball to Emma DeBurdine, who sinks it in. Take a look at this video right here. Look at this, Hope Rose and Emma DeBurdine, a power duo. Look at that goal.
And number 1, what else could it be? The number 1 play had to be Leah Krause's game winner Sunday against Rutgers. Secured the win in the final second and the Big Ten regular season title for the Terps. What a play, and honestly, what a moment for the Terps. Leah Krause in the clutch.
And Big Ten regular season champions, Alex, how incredible is that?
Honestly, what an accomplishment for the Terps, and those ladies should be proud.
They should be. And that's all for this edition of The Left Bench in Focus. Be sure to keep up with all of Terrapin Sports Central's coverage on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and online at terrapinsportscentral.com.
Ricky Pagorski and Maggie McGuigan will be behind the desk next week to catch you up on everything going on in the world of Maryland sports. And TLB in Focus will be back on November 15th, breaking down the Maryland volleyball team.
We'll see you later.